Welcome to day one of Epic Week. You guys know we do this every single year to celebrate all things epic. My name is Leah Nicole Smith. I'm the Senior VP of Education and Research for Apartment Ratings and Satisfax. And joining me for this week is our Director of Research and Performance, Carla Alisea.
Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in to learn a little bit more of how you can elevate your Epic and preparing for next year. 2025 is just around the corner. Leah, can you believe that? Where did the year go?
I know, I cannot. We're already in November. And for those of you who maybe have participated in past years of Epic Week, we typically do this in December, but we have so much new great information to share with you. We want to make sure that you and your teams have as much time as possible to really kick off 2025 in the most epic way possible. So Carla, you ready to get started?
I am ready to get started. Let's do this.
All right, so how this is going to go, each day we're going to give you a fun fact about Epic, and that is going to kind of set the tone for that day's video. Stay tuned till the end because we also have a really fun contest as well. So Carla, do you want to give everyone the fun fact for today or the epic truth for today?
Epic truth number 1, the Epic Index levels the reputation playing field for all communities.
Yeah, you know what I think is super important about this truth is when renters are looking for a home, they never just pick one and ride with it from start to finish. They have a lot of options. They're looking in a bunch of different sources. You know, there's a lot of information coming at them. And what we've really done with the Epic Index is we've created sort of equal marketing opportunity for all communities. And here's a quick screenshot. These are actual communities that are on apartment ratings right now. And whether you are new construction, we have one that was built in the 70s. There's another one that is a senior affordable community. Everyone has the same sort of opportunity to have an A+ or to have a C+. We don't like to see those, but everyone, again, it's apples to apples. With other rating platforms, that may not necessarily be the case, right, Carla?
Absolutely. I mean, if you think about a star rating, if you've ever inherited a community that already had an established reputation, they already had so many reviews and a certain star rating, and how much time and energy it takes to change that overall rating, it can be and feel a little daunting.
Yeah, and I think sometimes new management takes over because a community, you know, is distressed or doesn't have that great of a reputation. And so it's almost you're put in place to turn things around. With new construction, you're starting from ground zero. There's nothing there by way of a reputation. Again, that Epic Index, having an equal opportunity really comes down to the way that the Epic Index is calculated. There are 4 components. Every weighting when it comes to the Epic Index is the same, regardless of your community type. You have your renter rating, your review count, your review engagement, and your reply type. We're going to break these down even more for you. But as you can see, the weighting is 40, 30, 20, 10. And you may be thinking like, you know, is all of this really necessary? Are all these data points necessarily when you're talking about reputation? Because for some review platforms, it's just a straight 5-star rating. Overall experience, 5 stars. Epic, again, is a little bit different. And so what the Epic Index is hoping to do for renters is to answer the questions that they have that's going to help them make the best decision possible. So here are the 2 questions that the Epic Index can help with. Does the management team consistently deliver an elevated experience to its residents? You can't really tell that a lot, just a generic 5-star rating, because someone may be rating their experience based on they hate the parking. They, don't really talk to their neighbors. Or the maintenance team is fantastic, and that's really all that they're talking about or basing their rating on. And then the second part of the EPIC index is, does the management team perform with a sense of urgency when addressing the needs of its residents? And so EPIC has been really thoughtfully designed to answer these two questions. So Carla, I'm going to turn it over to you and to talk about that first question that EPIC is able to help renters with.
Absolutely. So here is the components of EPIC that are somewhat similar, although there's something special about EPIC that you won't find anywhere else. But it does have that overall renter rating and that review count or volume. But what's a little different about EPIC is that renter rating has some categories that really matter to renters that contribute to the overall renter rating. And that speaks to what is that experience that consumers are having, not just, as Leah mentioned, in one element or another element, but across the board to what matters to renters most. Then we add in review count. And what's really interesting here is we're looking at review count a little differently than you're going to see on other platforms. We look at review count in relation to your unit count. Really what it's looking at is the top 95th percentile to be in that A+ category. So what we're doing is we're making it more achievable for you. We're saying, hey, you're a 100 unit community. You only need X percent of your unit count. And if you're a 500 community, you're going to need X percent. So that A rating under review count is really balancing out the playing field in regards to your community size.
So really when you're thinking about 70% of your EPIC index, it is helping the public to get a better understanding of what your service consistency is like, and are your residents having enough of those interactions where they just have to talk about it? All right, next one, Carla, review engagement and reply time.
Oh, well, now this really speaks to renters when they're trying to make that decision. They want to know when they pick a community, not only does it check off all their boxes of their needs and their must-haves, but they want to know that they're going to be renting with a team, a management company that is going to prioritize their needs. Because we know sometimes things come up. A pipe bursts, maybe a window breaks. If something happens and I need assistance from the office or I need assistance from the management team, how quickly are they going to respond to me and how professionally are they going to respond to me? So when they're reading reviews, when prospects are making that all-important decision on deciding where am I going to lease, they're not just looking at star ratings and volume. They're looking to see, did you respond? And how quickly did you respond? And so that's where the EPIC categories, these two EPIC categories come from. Manager review engagement is simply, did we respond to that review? But more importantly, I think, is how quickly did we respond to that review? And when our EPIC index shows a reply time below 2 days, so it's 1.99 days or less, it's really communicating to that prospect that that is a responsive management team, and should something come up, they're going to be right there getting back to me, providing me that great customer service. So it really is an indicator of customer service and really helps to drive those decision-making factors with prospects.
Yeah, if I were a prospect looking for a home, I'm getting all my information online. I may not have called the community yet or visited the community yet. And looking here at this screenshot, what this tells me in terms of creating a perception is that they give great customer service. Now, if the engagement was like 25%, and the reply time was like 10 days, I may not think that that was such a great level of customer service being offered to to their residents. And that is unfortunate because we know it doesn't take 10 days to get something fixed at a community. However, the perception is being set by what a prospect is seeing online.
Correct. This one's my favorite, Leah, though.
I know. I was leaving it for you.
What I love most about epIQ is the fact that it's only looking at data on apartment ratings in the last 365 days. And every evening, your grade can recalculate. Reviews that are older than 365 days drop out of the calculation. New reviews get added into the calculation, which makes it a very achievable index and benchmark to strive for, because it's so easy to make significant gains in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, think about if any of you have negative reviews right now that are over a year old, they're still being incorporated into your overall star rating on other platforms. They may not weigh as much, but they're still there. They're still impacting. And for some, that negative review or that negative experience, that resident may no longer live at your community, but that negative experience is still living in your overall star rating. So some things to consider. Are your residents voluntarily writing reviews without having to be asked? Wouldn't that be nice if your teams, you weren't constantly on your teams, or, make sure that you're asking them or use the QR codes. And yes, those things are still helpful review generation practices, but I will tell you this. When residents have consistent service day in and day out, they're more apt to do those things by themselves. And you don't have to throw incentives at them or put forth extra effort. Another thing to consider is your reply time in line with how quickly requests are handled, phone calls, emails are returned? Does that live up to the standard that happens in real life at your communities? One thing that we want you guys to start thinking about now is looking at your epIQ index as a competitive advantage. What do you think, Carla?
Agreed. Absolutely. It is such an achievable benchmark, and it can really differentiate your community from your competition, whether your competition is sitting at an NA, where there's just no data, or your competitors are sitting at a C minus or a B plus. You can really stand out from that group of competitors and tout your epIQ index as an achievement.
Yeah, 100%. So you want to talk about our contest this week? We got a good one happening.
Absolutely. So we're going to be giving away $200 at the end of the week. I think we're giving away
3 of them?
I think so.
Yeah.
So 3 winners. It's a whole week, so you have all week to do this. What we're asking you to do is get together as a team and discuss how your community is preparing for 2025. How are you going to make 2025 the year you embrace the epIQ index and get that A+ that I know you all deserve? So you're going to capture that moment. You're going to get together as a team, take a big team photo, give us a thumbs up, show us the excitement that you have around epIQ, the momentum that you're building with your team, set some goals, celebrate if you're already there, you're already at that A+, then post that on your community or company page, either on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. Use the hashtag how epic are you, and tag us here at Satisfax.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is going to be a fun contest for sure. So welcome to the beginning of epIQ Week. Tomorrow, join us tomorrow because we are going to be talking about how to move your epIQ grade from an NA to an A+ in 90 days. I mean, again, as Carla mentioned in the very beginning, because of that rolling 365 calculation, it takes no time at all to move, to change, to improve your EPIC index. So Carla, hopefully we'll see some people back here tomorrow.
Hopefully. Thank you for tuning in with us. We really appreciate it. And we're looking forward to seeing all of those amazing photos over the next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.